Hey. Hold on, let me get this started.
Hello, Dr. Fighters in the building, so to speak.
I can hear us.
Whew. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Dr. Fight.
What's going on?
What's going on? Did you just hear our Janet Jackson? Did you pick it up?
Control.
There you go. We're gonna have some. Well, I don't never have any control. So I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm just saying I can tell that tale. I'm just gonna just leave that one alone. But that song was like when it came out in what 1985. So when that song came out in 1985, I'm not even telling how old I was. We're gonna let that one go. But anyway, I remember like all like the young girls was like, yeah, we were like feeling ourselves like it's control. It's like undercover sending your parents a message when you're in the car with them. And you singing Janet Jackson's like, yeah, I'm telling you, but you ain't listening to me, mom and dad. Yeah.
Look, I was just sending a message and you ain't get it either.
I got it. Trust me, I got it. I
you
got it.
got it? Okay.
I got it. But that don't mean nothing for me because I'm still mama. It don't mean nothing.
As long as you heard it and you acknowledge it.
I acknowledge I got it.
I'll take that much because you don't usually acknowledge much, so I'll take that much.
Dr. Fight on that. Hold on, Dr. Fight. Go ahead. I had to tell her a few words, Dr. Fight, to tell her a few things. So anyway, we were talking about that song, but it's gonna go on to our conversation. Cause see, back then, we got two parts of this conversation today, Dr. Fight. Back then, when the B word, when people called each other that B word, those were like fighting words for us. Now women seem to use that word, that bitch word, like it's like nothing. And then women even refer to themselves in that manner. So I'm trying to figure out what's the deal with that.
I'm gonna bring up a point of why that word is so popular now.
Okay, well make your point.
Because Lizzo. Haven't you? Some of Lizzo's music, she was like, I'm that, this, that be this, that. You never listen to her music like that, but she uses that word a lot in her songs.
Really?
Yes.
But I think women started using that word, but still using that word before Lizzo came out.
It was getting out of control beforehand, but I think she didn't help matters.
So Dr. Fight, what you think about that? Because if you call me the B word, we gonna have a problem. Cause that's like I'm going back to Janet Jackson control days. We did not call each other that. There was a certain level of respect, even as teenagers.
I ain't never had a friend that say hey B. It's hey Heffler, but it ain't no hey B. I look at you like, who you calling B?
Yeah, and then when I heard a woman refer to herself, it was on one of those shows, and she said, "Cause I'm that B." I said, "Huh?" "Cause I'm that B." So she was referring talking to herself.
Look, I ain't gonna call I'm that boss. I ain't gonna call myself B word. I'm boss. Like no.
Let me be. I was not born somebody's B. I'm nobody's B. Don't even refer to me because if you refer to me in that manner, understand what's probably gonna follow up with that. If you refer talking to me that way. Understand what's gonna come after that. Dr. Fight, go ahead. We just go ahead. Give me your thoughts on
it. Well, it goes back to what we were talking about in the new word. The same level of thinking, I believe, goes into individuals using the B word. I mean, we at some point, instead of saying let's get rid of this negative connotation in our culture, we try to empower it in some way, take ownership of it. And so some of that is that when I use it myself or when I have conversations with other people that I share that relationship with, people from the outside that do that listen to that. If you seem to want to use that as a negative connotation towards me or us or whoever it is in my circle, it takes the sting out of it because I mean we use it as a term of endearment and I don't share that same mindset, but many people feel like the word's not going away, so what I'm going to do is redefine it and make it empower for a whole group of individuals. And anytime anybody uses it, it takes the steam out of it.
No, it does not, Dr. Fight. I'm just going to be honest. No, it does not. Because I'm going to be honest. Look, most people that use that word that I'm around, they are automatically offended by the use of that word. I don't understand. Can we teach, I want to say, can we teach young women, younger women to me, it's a matter of respect. Because if you refer to yourself in that B word, then what if you get in a relationship and a man call you that, or your significant other call you that? Then you're gonna be all out in your feelings. Why? Because you have allowed it on this level, but then over here you don't allow it. Why not just allow it all together? You cannot talk to me. You can't speak to me that way.
Well, I think our problem is a deeply rooted problem. It's deeper than just the word itself.
Mm-hmm.
Where did it gain legs to become a word of empowerment? I think our media perception and how we're driven by popularity of words that our public celebrity figures use, we lean on that entirely too much. I don't know who did it. I want to say it was Tamar Braxton. It could have been somebody else, and I don't want to give her credit, especially her season right now dealing with her overdose. But I think it was someone within that celebrity time frame that and gave that word some level of empowerment, and people just started walking around using it as though it's the new fact and phase that people go around. I mean, Queen Latifah actually spoke against it, and even did a song about it.
When was this?
And the connotation that it
When was that? When did she do a song about? When was that?
UNITY.
Oh, UNITY. Okay, I thought you said she had done a different one, a new one. I thought you meant
No. He was talking about the negative connotations of the word.
Yeah.
But for somewhere in history, and especially in pop culture or the urban culture, it's been used as something that people enjoy.
Do you find that, why is it that as black people, why do we always want to take the negative and use it and try to make it a positive? To me, it seems like we always taking the bottom of the barrel of crap and trying to make it something positive. Because the N word, the B word, that is nothing but negative. Why do we always want to like put a spin on it and make it positive? Why can't we just keep it as negative as this is what it is?
This is what it is to the person.
Well, I just found out a couple of days ago that there's a new word out now that apparently is a good thing. It's called slap.
Huh?
They say, "Oh man, that slap."
Slap? Did you say slap?
Yes.
Slap? Is it a? You said
They
this
say,
is.
"Oh, that slap."
They said, "Oh, that's slap."
Oh, I think I have heard that. I know what the heck that's
But what does that mean?
I don't know.
It basically means that's good. It's hot. That's
Slap.
dope.
Instead of just saying
That's
that's dope,
slap right
that's slap. Somebody said that to me the other day. I didn't know what they were talking about.
To hey, that slap.
Yeah. Like if they say, "Oh, that shirt slap right here," that's fresh. That's hot. So what we've done in the English
Okay.
language is even taking words. We're always trying to find a cutting way to make these words relevant in a positive light. I mean, I've preached this before. The Bible says the power of life and death is in the tongue, and we gotta watch our mouth come to.
Right.
Because
Right.
all
Right.
words might give the same connotation in which you refer to them. And I think that's where our young people find it very funny, is that they can take a word and say something about it in public, and you look confused, and that confusion is what they see, because they're always trying to teach you to redefine words. And I remember with the whole smoke, you don't want that smoke, that heat, that fire, because it's a metaphor
Okay.
as a result for what
That's
someone
the big thing.
might
Yeah.
call
You don't
some
want that
type
smoke,
of fire, and it's a result of smoke. So they've taken that term smoke and they've used it in a different connotation. And we continue to do that for language in general. I mean, every time a catchphrase is coming out from an artist, everybody in the world is now seeing it or reposting or coming up with another meaning about it. And we don't recognize sometimes how these words become influential to an entire generation. I mean, just think about Cardi B when the whole coronavirus came out. And she just yelled the term coronavirus. Not everybody. A song has come as a result of it where she sued to get her royalty.
What did she come? What did she say? What did she
She
say?
just said coronavirus.
Yeah, she yelled.
That's all she said.
Okay, but what was so special about that? That's what was.
It don't have to be special. That's what we trying to get you to. It don't necessarily have to be something that's special, but it's because somebody like of Cardi B stature said it. That it's a thing. Like when she was doing the whole, oh girl, that thing.
What the hell? I mean, excuse me, what was that?
She was saying okay, but
Exactly.
she had a whole thing going to
Did you
it.
just say okay? What?
Yeah, it was like she did. Yeah,
Oh my god! Oh my god, that is so stupid.
Oh,
and people
Cardi.
were going around doing that.
Oh my god, that is so stupid.
It's entertainment plays a big thing in how people use language.
But here's my thing. But what I'm saying now is that to me,
Right.
younger people are so susceptible to certain things that it's
But
like they don't have a mind of
but
their
you
own,
can't-
and they
but-
take this.
But
these
you can't
silly
even
things-
say that because think of when Lil Jon. Remember when Lil Jon was doing the yeah all the time in 2004?
Okay.
Okay, all that.
Yeah. I'm just like, I don't know, cause see, I didn't do all that stuff, so I'm just like, yeah.
I didn't do it either, but it was around me, so I knew what was going on. I'm like,
Back away.
you know, it was just thing.
You know what?
It's the same thing with the dance craze. It's like when Usher came out with Yeah in 2004. Everything was the H-Town Stomp, the Thunderclap. In 2007 with the Soldier Boy.
I can get into the music stuff. I just can't get into the defamatory language that people are using to describe themselves. To
But
me,
some
that's
of-
insanity.
but some of that is
To the
not-
point.
It's not derogatory language. A lot of that is just like the whole thing with Cardi B. Now the B word and the N word, yes, those are but a lot of people they come up with words that are not necessarily derogatory.
Well, I'm talking about the derogatory words, the words that we take and use toward ourselves.
So you're basically talking about a thought.
Now, I think that's an interesting word.
You know
A
what it
thought.
stands
No,
for?
A thought. I think that's an interesting word.
Donald Lawrence, famed gospel singer, composer, director. He
Is that your
That's not
I'm
the
sorry.
fight. That's not
Oh.
the fight. We're looking like, where that coming from?
I sure look
No,
down.
that
I'm
was
like,
my
it ain't
phone
me.
going off on my computer. It's connected to my phone, so I'm sorry.
Which means he's Team Mac
but
all
Donald
the way
Lawrence
through.
said something very, very powerful. He said you take words a lot of times that have negative connotations
Uh-huh.
and use them in positive ways. He said, especially in the church. Like if we hear a soloist or if we hear somebody who really sung something very well,
Uh-huh.
we'll say something like, "Oh man, they killed that. They slayed that." Now,
Okay.
when you think of somebody killing something, it's not positive in most cases.
Correct. That is correct.
But when you use it in that connotation, you have just taken something that have been used negatively, giving it a positive eye.
Just think about it. How did you
And
walk
so,
past
and
somebody?
I use that as a foundation because when we begin to grow on that foundation, there are other words that have negative connotations to them that become way more derogatory, such as the N word, such as the B word.
Mm-hmm.
But people feel empowered to use those words because in my language, I've historically and perpetually used negative words for positive speech. And
Well, I'm gonna be well for me when you
art taught somewhere.
when I hear those negative words, and if I use a negative word like the B word or whatever, I'm not using it to empower. I'm using it to demonstrate to you how angry I am and how irritated I am. So I'm expressing myself in that manner. I know it's not positive what I'm saying, and I want it to come across as I'm not being positive. I'm ticked off, and I need you to know that. So I'm expressing myself in that way. You go ahead.
You just have those words where, cause like, how did you have somebody come up to you and they talk about your hair or something, and they say your hair, somebody slayed your hair?
No, because if somebody comes to me and say that, I'm gonna be like, what, huh? That's gonna be what's
I'm
that?
about to teach you so. I'm about to teach you.
Well,
some
if somebody said come up, oh man, somebody slayed your hair, that mean they got down and dirty on
Right.
that joint.
like your hair was good.
I can't. That's all that
It's
is
like slay
fine.
the wrong way.
I can't. You are messing with me today. I'm looking at you like you crazy when you say slay. I'm gonna say, what you mean?
You
what
got
happened
the,
to
you
what?
got the younger crew in the building, so you like what?
Yeah, no,
Now, if you say all the other stuff, that I'll be like,
Yeah,
Oh,
you're never
yeah.
gonna catch me say to another woman, your hair, they slayed your hair. That's not gonna come out of me talking to another person. If it does, it's because I'm confused at that moment and at what I'm saying. So yeah,
But there's a lot of phrases like that.
pause
You know,
it right there,
fire.
pause it right there, pause it right there. Hold that thought,
right.
hold that thought, Dr. Fight.
He said, Lord, she said, put me on the break.
I had to put him on the right to take before he get going.